My name is Lucy Medlicott, and I am the director of the Irish Street Arts Circus and Spectacle Network, ISACS for short. And I was invited to launch the Open Call 2020 here in the new year in the Presentation Centre in Enniscorthy. And as we all know, where we thought we were in the new year is a very different place to where we are now. And what was to be an absolutely joyous occasion has become a display of resilience. Our role as creatives and creativity and cultural workers became suddenly off a cliff. And we found ourselves foundering in the rocks at the bottom, wondering what on earth had happened all of a sudden, and how we had got there, and why were we there? And were we in fact useful, purposeful? What was our value? Could we be deemed essential? All of these questions were flurrying around in our heads as we tried to understand how we would redeem ourselves and figure out what our new role and our new purpose was in this new world. And as it became clearer and clearer that the essential workers really were the healthcare workers, number one, first and foremost, followed swiftly by the supermarket workers, the bakers, the toilet roll makers, who we all depended on for our day-to-day living and survival. It became more and more of a question. Were we essential? Is creativity essential? So here we were, and it felt like we had come to the edge of the world. And what was our lives and our work clearly had changed forever. And in fact, maybe we questioned our purpose and our truth. And perhaps the world was indeed flat after all, and we were all falling off the edge. So we stepped into our shock, our sense of loss, our grief, and we tried to adjust and find ourselves again, and find our feelings and our emotions and our connections. And we sought inspiration, and we sought hope. We engrossed ourselves in music, in films, in books, in reading, in self-improvement, in home improvement, in gardening, in baking. We ran out of flour, we were baking so much. Creativity abounded in our lives. Our lives needed creativity for survival. It became clear creativity was essential. And as we immersed ourselves in our daily chores, filling our days with these distractions, we found our sense of purpose again, every single one of us. And now we are here at the end of August, wondering how we came here and what has changed. And everything has changed. The feelings have changed, the atmosphere has changed, the regulations have changed. The government has changed, the people have changed, the decisions have changed, the motivations have changed. And we have changed. And we have adapted, and we have transformed ourselves to find our new version of reality. And here in the Presentation Centre, creativity abounded. The art for Open Call, the artists came flowing in. They sent in their artworks, digitally, virtually, by the post. Art was flowing in the door. People sought creativity as a secure place to express their sense of loss, and their sense of hope. And we will show you a few of the artworks that are on the walls here, and I'm sure you will be inspired. And just a few moments ago, I was speaking with the artist Sarah Kineen, a hula hooper and a dancer, who created a film on the beach in Kilmore Quay. And this piece of work sustained Sarah throughout the crisis. It gave her a purpose, it gave her a direction, and it gave her an ambition to fulfill. And she told me how it kept her going. And that stuff matters. So, we find new ways to create, to overcome, constantly looking, reimagining, revisioning, and trying, and failing, and trying again. And we transformed, evolved, and improved our situation, our mental health, our emotional connections, our human connections, our relationships. Now, in this space in between, if ever there was a time to be creative, this is it. We are humans. We seek connection. We seek reflection. This is what sets us apart. Now is the time to be creative, to appreciate the creative, and to recognise the role of creativity in every single one of us and how it contributes to all of society across many, many different spheres. Creativity matters.